Hello and welcome to Lisburn, a city with an impressive sporting history and potentially an impressive sporting future. It's only been a city since the Queen's Golden Jubilee year of 2002, but since then it's really made the most of that newfound status and is now home to a number of Irish national sporting bodies. It's only 10 miles west of Belfast and in the past few years has begun to rival its big neighbour as a venue for international sporting competition. The city's most famous sporting export is undoubtedly the great Mary Peters, winner of Olympic gold for Great Britain in the pentathlon in the Munich Olympics of 1972. This is Lisburn's Lagan Valley Leisureplex, one of the best equipped sports centres in the UK. Every year it hosts the Irish National Swimming Championships and last year staged the Northern European Gymnastics Championships. But today, of course, the focus is on volleyball and the first qualifying tournament for the Small Countries group, hoping to play in next year's European Championship. 4 teams will battle it out in a round-robin format, with the top 2 going through to the next qualifying round in Cyprus. It's the first time a European volleyball event has ever been held in Northern Ireland, and that's another coup for Lisburn.
Volleyball is a sport which obviously features in the 2012 Games, and it's great for Northern Ireland to have the opportunity to host other countries coming here to play high quality volleyball over the weekend. An awful lot of hard work has gone into the event, and there's been a lot of work on behalf of the organisers, the Northern Ireland Volleyball Association, and we're just really pleased to be associated with it and hope that it'll be a great success for both sport and Lisburn.
It's a big step forward. We're looking to 2012. I'm sure that our men's team will set a good example and will do their best to reach the top 2 spots.
Well, of course, every team here is gunning for one of those top 2 qualifying spots. Ruth Gorman has been assessing the chances of each side, starting with the host nation.
Northern Ireland have put a lot of hard work into their preparations for the tournament. As the host nation, they obviously want to do well in front of their home fans, but they realise it won't be a walk in the park. Joining me now is Northern Ireland's Chris Grant. First of all, Chris, just tell us how preparations have been going.
Well, I think preparations have been going very well. We've been training 3 nights a week on technical stuff with a coach and 2 nights a week in the gym with a physical coach. So I think we're physically and technically prepared for this. We've also been to the Spring Cup in Estonia, where we played some of the top teams in Europe, and we took a very young squad and we did very well. We competed very well, should have won a couple of matches. So all in all, I think everyone's very happy with the way it's been going.
And moving on to the tournament now, how confident are you of finishing in the top 2 and qualifying for the next round?
Well, we do have a very young squad, but we've worked very hard and we do want to reap the benefits for that. And I think we do have quite high hopes of finishing in the top 2 and moving on to the final round.
This tournament is very important. For us it's a qualification for the games of small states for next year, and we hope to make a good result here with the new team, very young players coming into the team, and we're trying to integrate them to get a good result here.
Our preparation has been very good. It's never been so long. We've been, I think, for 1.5 months, something like that. So we think we are well prepared for this competition.
We've been practicing much ever since the championships ended in March. Players from the Faroes, they ended in March, and some players abroad also ended in March, April. So everyone has been training a lot since then. We hope to win all 3 matches. We have a fair chance to do that. So anything else will not be good enough.
We shall see. Coming up after the break, it's the first game of this European Championship qualifying tournament. It's the host nation, Northern Ireland, taking on Iceland.
And welcome back to the Lagan Valley Leisureplex in Lisburn, Northern Ireland, for this opening match of the European Men's Qualifying Volleyball Tournament between the hosts Northern Ireland and Iceland. I'm Jeff Hill, and with me in the commentary box is Jerry Ford. For those of you watching in stereo, Jerry is the one on the left and the shorter one. And we were both once global superstars, at least in our own minds, in the Northern Ireland team in, when was it, Jerry? About 1846?
1847, Jeff.
When I had knees and you had hair. In fact, the last time Northern Ireland played Iceland, we were both playing on that team, and if I remember, we beat them 3-2 after being only 2 points away from defeat in the 4th set. One of the spectators at that match, in fact, was a very young Stephen Forsyth, who sits in front of us today as the coach of the Northern Ireland team. So let's hope he enjoys that match and gets the same result as the last one. The scoring system, for those of you unused to volleyball, is fairly simple. Best of 5 sets. Each set is the first to 25 points by a margin of 2 clear points, and a point is scored in every rally. Jerry, of course, you were Stephen's predecessor on the national squad as the coach. Who should we be looking out for in this match?
I think starting with the home side, Jeff, we've got to be looking at number 10, Davy Hamilton, already selected for the GB squad for the Olympics in 2012 in London. He's a guy to look out for. Number 5, also on the Northern Ireland team, Tom Napier, is a particular favourite of mine, a strong guy, full of muscles, full of drive, full of ambition. He's a guy to look out for. On the Iceland side, I think we've got to be looking number 12, who's Einar Sigurdsson. Einar played for a couple of years in Denmark on a pro team there, won MVP 2 years in a row in Denmark, and also number 5, the setter, Martin Radoskov, who played professional in Bulgaria. So they're the 2 guys. One thing I would say about Iceland, if you happen to see him, number 6, youngest guy here today, only 15 years old, Alexander Stevenson. So he's obviously the new blood for Iceland. So let's see how it pans out.
Well, it didn't pan out particularly well for Northern Ireland. A slow start from them. We pick it up later in the first set. They trail 24 points to 14.
Well, they're back on with 1 point for Iceland to take this first set. Number 6, Sigurdsson to serve for Iceland for the set.
Nice serve.
Oh dear, Northern Ireland a real chance to win this point at least and get some momentum for the second set, but Iceland take it with a touch off the block. The referee, Carlo Mesrig, for Luxembourg signals the end of the first set, and a very disappointing for Northern Ireland 25-14 victory for Iceland in the first set.
I haven't done the stats in this, but I'd like to see them at the end of the match. I would say you're well into over 50% on forced errors by Northern Ireland of points lost.
It's very, very obvious to me, even in only the second set of the game, that Iceland, no matter how Northern Ireland hit the ball to them or serve the ball to them, they're getting a consistent first pass to the setter, which leaves all the options open to him, whereas Northern Ireland just aren't. So Fulton's completely unable to deliver anything other than a high ball to the attacker, which allows the Iceland block to form up and stuff the Northern Ireland attack. 11-5 to Iceland in this second set. There you are, very good ball to the Iceland setter, and they put it away. Northern Ireland blocked nowhere, and that's just what Northern Ireland are not doing. 12-5 to Iceland.
And the first sign of a play from Iceland, where they ran an X play, one player up for the quick hit as a dummy. The setter setting just over the top of him, and the second player coming in to hit a second tempo ball.
Funny how all the Icelandic players by their surnames seem to be somebody's son. Do you think they're all the sons and grandsons of the guys we played against, Jerry?
Well, they literally are in Iceland, aren't they? They don't have any family name. They just simply add son. If you're a son, you add son to your father's name. If you're a daughter, believe it or not, you just add daughter to your mother's name.
Another slightly shoddy block there from Northern Ireland. They're just not quite there. So Iceland 24-16 up against Northern Ireland, and 1 set to love up. Just about to go 2 sets ahead.
And young Alexander Stevenson on again, 15-year-old for Iceland. Coach just giving him a bit of experience in this tournament.
Oh dear, that was a very easy serve, and Northern Ireland failed completely to make the best of it. 25-16, they lose the second set and go 2 sets to love down, with Iceland needing only 1 more set to win this opening match in the European Men's Volleyball Championship qualifier in Lisburn, Northern Ireland. This is the biggest tournament really ever in Northern Ireland, in the sense that it's the first time Northern Ireland have actually played in the Europeans, part of an attempt by the International Volleyball Federation to get the smaller nations involved. If they do finish in the top 2 in this, they've gone to tournament in Cyprus next year to play Cyprus and Andorra, who qualified in the other qualifying tournament at this level, and then henceforth to the European Championships proper. But not if they're going to go on as they've started in this tournament. 3-1 Iceland lead in the third set.
I think it's a good structure the FIVB and the CEV have put in place, allowing small nations to compete at this level first in the preliminary rounds. They do exactly the same in the World Championships, and it's a great boost for players and countries alike, you know, to say that you've competed at that level, albeit in the preliminary rounds. This is really anyone's set. You know, they've got to believe in themselves here, and I'm sure they can take this. They've got a good block and row. They've got Alan Workman, a strong server.
Good serve there by Workman, putting the Iceland team under pressure.
Super block.
Great block.
Stuff block. Stuff three-man block on the outside there by Wright, Booth and Hamilton. Just letting the Icelandic player know they were there. Too easy a serve.
Yeah, too easy. Don't know why he's doing that. Oh,
nice
great up. Great save by Northern Ireland, and it's out.
Super pick-up.
It's out from Iceland.
But I think we both know that's the sort of points that turn a game, you know. Good block.
Yes, good chance for Northern Ireland. Now he's going. No, he's not going to Workman.
That would have been my again, and once again we don't hit the ball with any pressure at all. Good result though.
That was net ball, I think, Jerry, by Iceland. Completely.
Levels it up 23 all in the third set. Timeout Iceland. Got to be focused here now and put a tough serve in.
Not a bad one, but great pass by Iceland. Oh, good pick up.
Nice up.
Oh dear. Disaster for Northern Ireland.
This is the time to get your middle guy in the ball.
24-23, set and match point for Iceland.
Oh wow. Good recovery by Workman.
Oh, another poor block by Northern Ireland. Ball down the inside of the block, and it's all over for Northern Ireland in this opening match of the European Championship qualifier in Lisburn. 3-0. A very close third set. Yeah, complete drubbing in the first two sets, but Northern Ireland lose 3-0 to Iceland.
A lot for Coach Forsyth to go away and think about there. Unforced error rate for me is what undid them. They really cannot afford that level of errors against any level of competition. Jeff, I would expect even us with our Team Zimmer, the veterans team, to come on and compete with a team who were making that many errors. What do you think?
Well, psychologically, Jerry, but not with my knees. I think the one positive thing to be brought from this is that Northern Ireland did show towards the end of that set that they're entirely capable of competing with this Iceland team and everybody else in this tournament, so they can do it, but they need to get their act together.
Everybody here in Northern Ireland Volleyball has worked so hard to put this tournament on, so it took us at least 2 sets to blow the cobwebs out, and we got beaten in the first 2 sets, but then the third set, we did, it was 25-23 in the end, so we actually did compete very, very well. We were really only getting started in the third set.
We are quite happy. We didn't know anything about North Ireland, so I think they were quite nervous in the start, but in the third set they played much better.
In the second match of day one, the Faroe Islands faced pre-tournament favourites Luxembourg. Jerry Ford sums up the action.
The second game of this qualification tournament for the 2007 European Volleyball Championships saw arguably the two strongest teams in the competition pitted against each other. Luxembourg, under coach Burkhard Disch, had prepared for the competition with games against Sweden, Estonia and Norway, and fielded players from Luxembourg's club champions VC Strassen, including veteran setter Karl Zudberg and 18-year-old star outside hitter Andy Koenig. Faroe Islands, meanwhile, brought a team who ply most of their volleyball trade in Denmark, with captain and number 3, Rune Via, the one to watch. Both teams looked well prepared and in good physical nick. The first set was level pegging all the way, however Luxembourg never really looked troubled, showing consistency in their fundamentals, with an almost bread and butter approach to volleyball to take the first set 25-20. It was repeated use of the back row attack and strong, well-positioned blocking that either stuffed out the Faroe Islands completely or forced them to make errors that was undoubtedly the key to success for Luxembourg in this first set. Luxembourg took the second set by the same score. Into the third, and it was point for point until midway through, when Luxembourg setter Zudberg began to find his favourite hitter Koenig's range on the outside again. This, coupled with Zudberg's rotation into the backcourt, giving him his pick of Luxembourg's 3 strongest hitters. Luxembourg then built up a 16-12 lead and were never really in danger from there on in. Number 3 Koenig will be kicking himself for missing a chance to end the match on one of his jump serves. That honour eventually fell to setter number 12 Zoidberg, who delivered an inch-perfect quick set that was duly pummeled by Ralph Lentz, their middle hitter. Luxembourg took the third set 25-22 and the match by 3-0. Victory to Luxembourg, but pride, I think, to the Faroes. The Faroes now face fellow Scandinavians Iceland in a must-win battle if they are to stay in the hunt for a top 2 place, whilst Luxembourg, on the other hand, will secure qualification should they win against hosts Northern Ireland in their next match.
We played a good start for this tournament. We're going to see tomorrow. We're going to make a good game. It was okay. We can play better. They were not so strong, but it was okay.
But it's a great start to the tournament to win your first match.
Always. Winning the first match is the best position to win the others too.
Welcome back to the Lagan Valley Leisureplex here in Lisburn, Northern Ireland. It's day 2 of volleyball's European Championship qualifying tournament. We've already seen Iceland cruise past Northern Ireland by 3-0 yesterday. Well, they were in action again today, this time against the Faroe Islands, knowing that a win would see them guaranteed to qualify. Jeff Hill watched the action.
It was a crunch match this for both teams. Iceland, who beat Northern Ireland 3-0 in the opening game of the tournament, only needed to win to be certain of finishing in the top 2 and qualifying for the next stage of the European Championships. For the Faroe Islands, who lost to the powerhouse of Luxembourg on the opening day, victory would mean they still had a chance of a top 2 slot, but defeat, well, nothing to fight for but the wooden spoon on the last day. These teams had met twice in the past year, each winning once by 3-2. So it would have been a foolish man who predicted the outcome of this one. That'll be me then, and I would have put my head on the block and said Iceland. However, in the first set it looked like I was going to be proved wrong, with aggressive blocking by the Faroes' Johan Nielsen helping pave the way to a 14-6 lead. Pedersen, the other middle blocker for the Faroese, also had his part to play with some stonking hits, as did libero Stongum, with sterling work in defence all the way through this set, and indeed the match. Iceland fought back with tough serving from captain Gunnarsson to take it back to 18-21, but that was as close as they got, with the Faroes taking the first set 25-20. In the second, more stunning hitting from the Faroese, backed up by awesome blocking from those 2 monsters, Pedersen and Nielsen, at 6'6" and 6'7" respectively. Not that either are even the tallest in the Faroe Islands team. That honour goes to left-handed outside hitter Ragnar E. Haraldstovu, there's a name, who stands an impressive 6'8". I tell you, there's obviously a lot to be said for a dad of Wilmate. Great blocking, in fact, was to be the hallmark of the Faroe Islands in this set, and the Iceland attack had no answer to it, with the Faroe Islands taking the set 25-19. In the third, Iceland staged a brief resurgence, but 19 points was the best they could do, going down without even winning a set. For the Faroe Islands, it was a tale of 2 big men and a small one. At the net, middle blockers Nielsen and Pedersen, and in the backcourt, that defensive genius Stongum. And as for my prediction that Iceland would win, well, we'll just forget about that, shall we?
Obviously delighted there with your first win of the tournament today.
Of course, it was very important today. It was if you win, we didn't come further in the tournament, so it was very important. And 3-0, not lose a set was very important also. It's going to be tough for the Icelandic to proceed.
And you must have been happy with the performance today, in particular the defensive work.
It was amazing. I think it's my 9th year on national team, and I've never experienced a block level that we performed today. If we played this yesterday, we probably would have won, but it's good enough today.
We didn't do nothing good today, so reception, spike, offense and everything was very bad.
Do you think the Faroe Islands defended very well?
Yeah, they played just great. The serving was very good, and their offense was very good, and defense, so we couldn't do anything about them.
So we had another 3-0 win, a bit of a pattern emerging here in Lisburn. That's a pattern Northern Ireland will want to change in their next match. They play Luxembourg who will be the clear favourites to win and therefore qualify after their easy victory over the Faroe Islands last night. Your commentary team for this one, once again, it's Jerry Ford and first Jeff Hill.
Welcome to the second day of this European Championships qualifying tournament in Lisburn, Northern Ireland, and a crunch match between hosts Northern Ireland and Luxembourg. Everything to win and everything to lose for the hosts, who looked very under par as they went down 3-0 to Iceland in the very first match of the tournament yesterday. Part of the problem for the Northern Ireland squad, of course, is that the National Association is so small that they all had to muck in pretty much and help with the preparation for this tournament. I wandered into the hall the day before it started and found some of them laying the floor while others were out in minibuses picking up other teams from the airport. Nick Wright, the Northern Ireland captain, told me he'd been so busy he'd only got 2 hours sleep the night before the match, so not exactly ideal preparation for a big international match in front of a home crowd, Jerry.
Yes, Jeff, looking forward to this one. Brilliant start, by the way. Alan Wortman cranking on the outside to give Northern Ireland a perfect start, 1-0 up. Spoke to both coaches just before the match. Coach Dish from Luxembourg, pretty confident, expects to give his full squad a run out in this match. Sees Northern Ireland not really as a threat to his hopes of taking the overall title in this tournament. Northern Ireland spoke to Coach Forsyth. He has said they finished very strong yesterday against Iceland, which they did in the third set. Fully expects the team to come out fired up and competing for every point in this set, and they've worked all day today on serving tough. That's that guy Koenig again, favourite hitter I think by setter Zudberg, number 12. Koenig, highest jump on the Luxembourg team. He has a spike reach when he hits the ball of about 3 meters 30. Basketball ring about 3 meters above the net, so if you can imagine, another 30 centimeters above a basketball ring. So he's contacting the ball really high. It allows him to hit over the block sometimes and find that golden zone at the back of the court.
And he's only 21. Make you sick, wouldn't it?
There's a constant sort of team spirit about an infectious team spirit about the Luxembourg guys, spreading out to their bench, who are celebrating every point with them.
Nice pick up there by the Luxembourg number 12, Karel Zudberg, with his foot, which is of course completely legal. Didn't used to be, but is now.
It's good defence by Luxembourg team. That's a great rally, finished off well by Mark Booth on the outside. I've been keeping a few stats. We've already seen 8 unforced errors by the Northern Ireland team in this set.
Well, that's what makes a difference at this level. 22-15 Luxembourg lead.
Super put away by Workman on the outside. He really is finding his form in this match, and the team have got to look to him now. He's the man on form, so just keep giving him the ball. Let him pile the points up.
Yeah, he's having a great game. Great game.
16-22 Northern Ireland serving.
And Hamilton back on the block on the Northern Ireland team.
There we go, unforced error on the serve. Easy point Luxembourg. They take 23-16 lead.
Luckiest ball in the world from Northern Ireland captain Nick Wright, but
we call that the husband and wife shot in volleyball. 2 guys standing looking at each other, no communication.
Jerry, that was almost witty for you, I mean. 18-24 Northern Ireland down in this first set, and still set point for Luxembourg. And it's net foul by Northern Ireland. Looks like
it's a dubious call, but Luxembourg get it. Take the first set, 25-18. Nice set.
That's a beautiful set from a very poor pass.
Much better play by Northern Ireland. Real nice rally. Takes him to 3-4, just 1 point off. Nick Wright, number 4, and the captain serving.
Northern Ireland being much more aggressive in their hitting and serving than they were yesterday, Jerry.
Yeah, there's that point again, Jeff. Reverse set, and Bell just caught too slow, right? Leaving a huge gap in the middle of the block, and the hitter able to find that every time.
I think that's a bit of a mark of experience in the sense that if you realise the hitter is hitting the angle all the time, you move to correct it, but that only comes with age.
You can see the Luxembourg setter is what's known as a repeater. So he's found something that's working. He's found something that's burning the Northern Ireland team, and he's just keeping going there again and again and again.
That was a great save by Bell. Great save.
Workman out of the back row. Steps on the attack line, the 3 metre line that you can see there. And if a back row player puts his foot on that and attacks the ball above the level of net, that's called invasion. Point to the other team. 5-4 now to Luxembourg. Two things, Jeff, for me would change this game entirely. One is Northern Ireland cutting out or even reducing the level of unforced errors. The second is just a tactical change, and that is they've got to start focusing and maybe even committing one or two on the Luxembourg quick hit. Nice up, good defence by Northern Ireland. Quick hit again, no block, and the quick hitters for Luxembourg are just they're hitting at will. They're just mashing this ball whenever they want.
24-19 set point for Luxembourg.
Koenig,
number 3,
strongest hitter for me in the Luxembourg team, serving now. Nice serve, but a good pass by Workman. Yeah, and Booth on the outside puts it away. So they stay in it. 20-24 now. Bell on front row. Wilson, Greenlee, libero comes off. So they've got all three hitters front row.
Oh dear, oh dear. Hamilton serves out 25-20. Luxembourg take the set.
Northern Ireland go 5-0 down here at the start of the third set. Already a bit of a mountain to climb. I think, Jeff, that sensation that sometimes you have in a volleyball match, I'm sure in many other sports, where the end seems to be just coming at you too fast. You know, you can almost see the end line rushing towards you. And the Northern Ireland team, the only way now you can stop that sensation is to get one or two good points and get psychologically back into this match.
Not like that though.
Lentz, number 6, Luxembourg middle hitter to serve, 16-3.
And of course Lentz immediately picks out one of the substitutes.
And Napier gets his first hit on the reverse and puts that one away really smartly. Gets Northern Ireland 1 point back, so 4-16.
It's in, is it?
Yeah,
Yes,
Workman scores again. Takes Northern Ireland to 9-22, and to be honest, he's done most of that on his own this set, I think.
Absolutely.
He's been the only effective player for Northern Ireland. That is a great set and a beautiful put away by Koenig. These two have got a special relationship going, Jeff. 12, the setter Zoidberg, and Koenig, number 3. You can almost see in the Northern Ireland team during the timeout on the faces of the players there, you know, there's a sort of resignation on their faces, which, you know, I would really like to see them working on that. I'd really like to see these guys come out with a real positive attitude, even when you're 24-10 down in the third set. So, middle blocker Lentz with an opportunity with a jump float serve here to seal out the match.
That's off the net.
And the ball is, oh no, get it, yeah. Referee says it touched the block. No, he's calling a net fault against one of the Luxembourg players, so they're still in the game. 11-24, Hamilton serving.
Match point for Luxembourg.
Serves too easy. Nice play by Luxembourg. And they finish out the game with a beautiful hit. Play set in the middle, taking it 25-11. And the match 3-0. So Luxembourg, Jeff, they're through. Win, lose or draw in their last match. That sees them through. Northern Ireland, unfortunately, that's their exit from the tournament.
Yeah, they'll be fighting it out for the wooden spoon against the Faroe Islands tomorrow. But Luxembourg, well deserved, I have to say. Very solid performance by the Luxembourgeois.
Okay, Nick, obviously disappointed there with the result tonight, but there's still a slim chance that you might qualify.
Yeah, we have to beat Faroe